Many women in our 60 Me community have told me that during this coronavirus situation, they've been spending a lot more time sheltering in the kitchen, experimenting with food and new ideas for cooking, myself included. And I want to share with you today, though, the things that I've learned about basics that I needed to have with me during the pandemic, and then going forward, things that are always going to be in my kitchen. And I hope that you enjoy that and get some inspiration yourself. Now, my name is Margaret Manning. I'm with 60Me, and I want to welcome you here and welcome you to join and subscribe to this channel. If you enjoy these videos, please click the subscribe button and also ring the bell. There's a notification bell. It'll let you know when there are new videos released. So our show today is brought to you by See-Me Beauty. See-Me Beauty products are for women who want just natural, hydrated, healthy skin. Their products are amazing. They are made with beautiful ingredients, very healthy for aging skin. I encourage you to go check it out at seemebeauty.com. So let's talk about food. I learned how to make scones. I learned how to make, very low-calorie cookies, because there was definitely a tendency for comfort food during the last 3 or 4 months. And, maybe you've done the same. But let's talk about what things you always discovered, maybe through this situation, that you want to have in your kitchen, in that cupboard when you're ordering special food. Now, one of our bloggers, Debbie Hensley, actually wrote this article that inspired me, because she is a cook. She cooks properly. She makes real food. I'm not a very good chef, I must admit, but she talks about the things that she always has on hand that can really transform very, very simple things into nourishing meals that are easy and fun and healthy. First thing she talks about is that, apparently they asked this question to chefs. They said, what is the one thing that you would have always in your kitchen? And a lot of them apparently said tomato paste. But that's not one of mine, but maybe that's yours. But tomato paste, yes, I can see why it just would bring flavor to just about anything. But for Debbie, she's got some ideas. Have a look at her article too, because it's a really good article. She talks about it in more of a personal way. But a lot of the things that she talked about are ones I also have discovered can really, make a beautiful dish, but also they're not expensive. They're just things that, just have made a difference. First thing is onions and garlic. She says onions and garlic are the magic ingredient that can bring anything to life. And it is true, it's so much a part of cultures and cooking traditions all around the world. But she just basically takes any vegetable, you can roast them, you can roast up any veggies at hand. And that's something I learned to do this last few months, is roasting vegetables rather than just boiling them. Just, cut them up, drizzle them with some olive oil, onions and garlic, and you can just transform cauliflower, broccoli, anything into a really yummy meal. Something about roasting the potatoes just keeps that, they just don't feel so, loose and wet when you boil them. They're just lovely. Roasted veggies are great. Another thing, and even my grandson, by the way, has discovered that he likes broccoli when I actually roast it. Like when you ask him before, do you like broccoli? No. But then he likes it when it's roasted, and it's just tasty. Another thing that she says is miso paste, soya. Now, the Okinawa diets are in Japan are well known for longevity and healthiness. Miso is a product that is added to soups and vegetables, broccoli, peas, all kinds of wonderful veggies. And it just, gives you that kind of added taste, that little bit of a salt taste, but without too much salt. You can add spices to the miso, like oregano or turmeric. But Debbie gives lots of good ideas on this. But that's the second thing, miso. Are these sounding like ones that you have in your kitchen? Yeah, I really think they're useful. The third one is, and this is an interesting one because Debbie is gluten intolerant, and so she wants to make things that are gluten-free. So she always keeps gluten-free flours in her pantry. And I discovered this too, that I was using a lot of flour in scones and other things that, it's not all that healthy to keep eating a lot of flour and sugar. But so I keep almond flour, and she talks about teff flour, oat bran. This may have actually become kind of a necessity for you at the beginning of the pandemic when you couldn't get flour. It was crazy, like yeast and flour, they weren't there. But I found teff flour, which is more granular, grainy flour, and they really are tasty. And you'd be surprised what your taste buds how they will respond to things that are just not, the normal things like the flour. So you can also try adding coconut flakes, and they make great pancakes according to Debbie. So you can just use these alternative flours. That's the third thing she always keeps. The fourth thing she always keeps in her pantry is mushrooms. Now, mushrooms are yummy. I love mushrooms in omelets. I have forever, but and you can actually grow them. You can actually grow mushrooms in your home, but this is one that she really feels has given so much extra taste to her things. She can make like a soup using barley or wild rice. Just put those mushrooms in and it just adds a whole new dimension. So that's another thing. Are mushrooms one of yours? One of your 7 things that you have on your list always? The next thing that she lists is one of my absolute favorites. It's one that I use all the time, and that's ginger. Ginger in any form. Ginger root, ginger powder, ginger, you can buy it even like crushed and prepared. It's really great. You can add it to cookies, you can add it to, cakes, you can add it to a drink. One of my favorite drinks during this pandemic has been ginger and turmeric, a little bit of honey, in the morning and in the evening. Sometimes I'll add some apple cider vinegar in the morning, but ginger has become my best friend. I just love it. It not only does it taste for me really good, but it actually is good for your stomach, it's good for your body. And of course, if you've spent any time in places like Bali, you know that they put it into their drinks called jamu, which is, the elixir of life. Every grandmother, every woman has her own version of jamu, but that's really cool. And you can make ginger carrot soup, and she's got a recipe for that in the article. Another thing on the list is butter. Okay, we know all our lives we've been told that butter's not good for you, but it is. It's really good for you. And just like everything else, we've discovered that some of those rules that we followed when we were kids just don't apply. That the reason is that real butter is good in moderation, of course, everything. But I love salted butter, and I just a little bit on a piece of bread or a cracker. It's really yummy to me. I love butter. Do you remember anybody? Maybe I'm just aging myself so much here, but you know how old I am. So it's when I was a little girl. We didn't have butter. We couldn't afford butter. But my mom used to buy this margarine, which is really, now that I think about it, just lard. It was just white lard. And inside the little package was a little dye ball, like a little plastic ball of orange dye. And you punctured that, like it was in like a plastic thing, and you punctured that, and then you just squeezed the plastic bag until it changed from white to yellow. And that was your margarine. It's probably really unhealthy, but that's how we ate back in those days. But butter is the thing. You can add it to everything and it tastes better. Add it to mashed potatoes, add it to pancakes, add it to sauces. Butter is good. That's one of my top 7 too. The last one that she talks about is unsweetened shredded coconut. And I got this because I was making my own granola, and I used to add the shredded coconut with the nuts and oats, and it made such a difference. It was so, it just gave it like a granular taste, but coconut to me is wonderful. And I keep coconut oil. That's one thing I would probably have added to this list, is I use it for everything from cooking to my face, to my hands, my hair. Coconut oil is one of my big things. But coconut, shredded coconut, that really fine flaked coconut is excellent. And she talks about adding it to any recipe for oatmeal cookies, sugar cookies, chocolate chip cookies are awesome with coconut. Again, just lots of ideas. So those, I think, are 7 that Debbie finds really useful. So what are some ingredients that you would think are always going to be in your pantry? Just name a couple. Let's get some ideas and have a conversation with each other. Let's have a chat. I think it'd be really fun to do that. So leave your comments in the section below. Please subscribe to our channel here if you are not, and also ring the notification bell so that we can tell you when our latest videos are released. And I really do honestly appreciate your support in all these ways. Take really good care of yourself. Try some of these special ingredients in your life and tell us what ones you find particularly useful that you always have in your pantry. Okay, everybody, well, have a really great day. I hope that you're doing well wherever you are, sending lots of love and support to you. Stay calm, stay strong, stay positive, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Take good care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.